video 4, we moved house. Nice house, no space. Someone was here. Went for a walk down to the end of the road to the corner shop. Took the boy with me. He had a pushchair and he was in reins because he was quite a boisterous boy. And so we went to the shop at the end of the road, bought some ice lollies. When we came out of the shop, turned the corner, and there was a black couple hugging each other up on the corner. As we passed, the guy turned to the woman and said, "Come on, let's go." They followed me and the child down the road. The child was pulling on the reins to go on the grass verge at the side of the road. The woman from behind me asked me, she said, "Do you want any help?" I just called back, no, I'm okay. She continued on, she's saying, "Oh, you seem to be struggling with the child. Oh, you sure you don't want any help?" I turned round and said, no, thank you, I'm okay. As I turned around and said, "No, thank you, I'm okay," the woman seemed to light up inside, really like, I would say, like a crack user who's just going to get some crack. There was a sort of excitement within her, as if she'd hit a jackpot. Very scruffily dressed, and considering the area, it was a white area. There were black people living in the area, but they seemed to be very professional, where these two were very untidy. She was in a tracksuit from about 1980s, a faded shell tracksuit. His hair was all thicky with fluff in it. So it was a bit strange. Anyway, she followed me down to my home and we went in and ate our lollies. The next morning at 9:30, the police knocked at the door and they said that a member of public had reported to them that they'd seen a child being dragged along the road. So I informed them, no, I hadn't been dragging the child along the road. The mother saw this as, no, let's deal with this situation now, because we sort of knew it's been continuing on for time. And so she told social services how, yes, she'd received the child back from care, and it seemed that she'd been in some sort of paedophile ring, and they seemed intent on getting her back. We also informed them that our phones were being tapped. So, yes, we said, oh, so social services was going to come now, I suppose. And they said, no, they didn't have any concerns. They just needed to check that the children were okay. 2 weeks later, social services wrote saying to the mother, could she come in for a meeting with them? She phoned them and said, rather than come to them for a meeting, would they come to her to do a home visit? And then they could also see the children at the same time. They agreed to do so. But then she received a letter saying she hadn't attended the meeting and could she contact them. Again, she contacted them again by phone, stating that no, they were meant to be coming for a home visit. They said that they would send a home visit appointment out. They did this, and a social worker came and she asked various questions, and all questions were answered. She said no, she didn't have any concerns. On leaving, she asked the daughter, was she looking forward to starting school, because she was going to be starting school in the end of the summer. The child was like, yes. And then she left. 2 weeks later, the mother received another letter from the same social worker saying that you told the police about a paedophile ring. Could I come and ask you some questions on that? This was a bit strange, really, because but the police had no concerns, social services had no concerns, which informed the police of the crimes that we believe were going on, and they weren't interested to investigate. Yet here we had social services who wasn't interested in what had happened to the child whilst in their care, now wanting to investigate the paedophile ring. So the mother wrote back to her saying that, yes, once she'd got a lawyer, she was willing to answer any questions that they had, but first she would need to get a lawyer. That was easier said than done. Not many lawyers out there wanted to take on a case like this, but eventually she found one, and I will get to this stage of the finding the lawyer after, because before that actually happened, the child started school. The mother came rolled her hair really tight. and said, enjoy your day, we'll collect you at lunchtime. We came at lunchtime and there was 2 little patches on the side of the child's head. So the mother asked, who cut your hair? Who's cut your hair? And the child pointed to one of the teachers. She had 2 teachers in the class, only 4 at the time. And she pointed to one of the teachers. Then we went across to those teachers that were standing together. And again, the mother asked in front of the teacher, which one cut your hair? The child again pointed to the same teacher. In approaching the teacher on the matter, the teacher said to the mother, no, children haven't had any scissors here today. We've ate fruit, and proceeded to say what they'd played with that day. We could see that we wasn't actually going to get anywhere arguing with the teachers, so we left. A later date, the child did tell us that the teacher had taken her into a different room to cut her hair, and also she told me of the teacher was taking photos, although the child said she was taking photos, but she wasn't taking photos because she held the camera down here and she didn't put it to her eye, so she wasn't taking any photos. So my guess on that situation is no, she was videoing the child. But there you go. That's the end of video 4. I'll get on with doing video 5, and I hope you're following. Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.